Hey fellow music fans, welcome back to Psychology of Rock, where we take deep dives into the philosophy and psychology behind the songs and artists that rock the world. My name is Nina, and today we are talking all about the brilliant song Disciple by some of my favorite ladies in all of rock, The Warning. So I want to start by talking about the meaning of the song according to the band and really the story behind the song, and then I'm going to move on to the psychological concepts that I feel are being addressed in the lyrics and really kind of spotlight what makes the song itself so profound. But before we dive in, just a quick request to subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so already. Also, I would love to hear your thoughts about the song Disciple and about The Warning in general, so definitely leave a comment below. And if this is your very first time hearing about The Warning, please check out the full-length video analysis I made about the band. They are absolutely phenomenal and definitely artists that you need to know about. But getting to today's topic, according to Danny, who is the singer of the band and also the guitarist, the song Disciple was born in a supermarket in Canada by Pau, who is the drummer and also one of the other vocalists in the band. And before we move on any further, I do want to mention that there is a third amazing member of this band. Her name is Ali. She plays bass and also sings backing vocals. Even though we're not discussing her too thoroughly in this video today, she is also integral to the music writing process of The Warning. But this song in particular really was envisioned by Pau, and her original concept was that the song was going to be sung as a duet between Danny and Pau. Now, Danny would act as an antagonist in a position of power who would be telling the followers what to do, what to think, and what to believe, and Pau would be one of the listeners, one of the followers, who was just blindly accepting all this information as fact and then repeating it verbatim. Danny absolutely loved the concept, so the band wrote the song, and then later Pau went on record to discuss what the lyrics were really about, and she offered this very insightful quote. Disciple is about social media and how opinions are bought on social media and are fed to us in a way that we don't even know, and how by breeding ignorance and cultivating hate, people gain a lot of power and money. Not only do I think the lyrics of this song are brilliant, but I think they perfectly articulate a very toxic and serious problem that the world really is facing right now. And I love how they call it in the song the new modern crisis, because I think that is extremely accurate. In the last video analysis I made about The Warning, I talk about how I don't think the band really gets enough praise for how timely and profound their lyrics really are. These ladies discuss some very pertinent issues, and I can tell that they are just incredibly observant and perceptive, and they really do have a lot to say about the world we are living in right now. The song Disciple really touches on some big themes, in my opinion, such as coercion and manipulation, conformity and social pressure, and maybe most notably obedience, or in the case of this song, kind of uninformed obedience or blind obedience. We can really summarize the concept of obedience as a form of social pressure where an individual is acting in response to a direct or even an inferred order from someone else, whether they be an authority figure or someone else that is just kind of perceived to be powerful or important, like maybe a celebrity. And when we talk about obedience as a psychological construct, there's really this implication that the other person would not act this way or believe this thing had they not been instructed or ordered or coerced to do so. So the song and even the video for Disciple really illustrate how there's this hierarchy of power and status, and how those at the top are able to manipulate the opinions and the beliefs of the people that are perceived to be underneath them, oftentimes without their awareness. So just as they had designed, Danny acts as the influencer in the song. She is bending the beliefs of the protagonists in the song, which I believe Pau is really suggesting is pretty much all of society now, and something that she is offering a very stern warning about. By playing this character who is just so readily absorbing and internalizing what she is being told is reality. It's really a demonstration of what can happen when we fail to think for ourselves and to think critically and to question narratives, especially when they are being fed to us by people that do not have our best interest at heart, people and companies that are looking to manipulate us or to exploit us for profit. The song is saying, be careful of misuses of power because they are not always that obvious. Now we have entire industries that aim to mold and to sway public opinion and consumer behavior in very, very clever ways. And unfortunately, a lot of times this goes completely undetected. I mean, sometimes we can see that a commercial is blatantly a commercial. So, drink Pepsi, shop at Target, whatever it is. But other times these messages are disguised in some way, and on social media they are disguised as content. So we have this content that is pushing us not only to buy products but to also buy into ideas. The main idea is to influence, and as Pau so eloquently puts it, to buy opinions and to push narratives. And we have seen throughout world history how incredibly dangerous that can be. But now it's 100 times worse because we have entered new territory. We have really elevated this because of social media, and who knows what the end result will be. We're all kind of swimming in this giant sea of agendas, and I think Pau is really saying that it can have catastrophic consequences, many of which we're not even aware of yet. So in a nutshell, I think the song is really saying, be careful of who or what you are a disciple to. Question their intentions. Ask yourself, who is gaining from me believing this particular thing or doing this particular thing? I think the song is meant to be a wake-up call. The lyrics say, strip the power from their hands, meaning turn away from ignorance, turn away from all these narratives of hate that are constantly surrounding us. It's reminding us that we have a choice. We don't have to be like other people. We don't have to get sucked into our screens all the time and let other people think for us, because when we get lazy, when we get complacent, we become very, very easy to manipulate. These are extremely relevant and powerful concepts for the world we are living in right now. And as I said before, I really think that the warning are wise beyond their years and truly offer some very valuable social commentary. The song Disciple is a work of art, not just lyrically, but also musically and also visually. I think it has a very effective music video that really gets the point of the song across perfectly. And if you found the psychology behind the song interesting and want to read a little bit more about these topics, I would definitely look into the Milgram experiments that took place in the 60s and 70s. They addressed the concepts of obedience, conscience, and free will, and they are extremely fascinating, although I do have to mention that they would not be considered ethical by today's standards, so just keep that in mind when you are reading about them. They actually also made a movie about these studies, which I think came out in 2015. It's called The Experimenter. I thought it was extremely well done. If you want to check that out, I think it is on several of the different streaming services. But most importantly, check out the warning, especially the song Disciple. If you have not yet heard it, it is available on the Mayday EP as well as on their new LP, which is called Error. So those are my thoughts about this incredible song, but I would love to hear yours, so don't forget to leave a comment down below. As always, I truly hope you enjoyed today's analysis, and I will see you next week.